Have you checked the children? You're a little mad sometimes.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
Sometimes. That is better.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to the Horror Show. I'm your host, Robert Duell.
And I'm Marcia Parker. And today we're doing another Patreon request from Scuba Steve. And he actually requested us to watch Found. Found was an interesting story. Let's do overall first, and then we'll jump into the actual story of it. I like the story, even though it is low budge, which is something you won't really hear from me often. There's something about the story I really liked. I think it's just the concept of it, and I think that's what made me forgive a lot about this movie. What about you?
To a degree.
Because I feel
personally
differently.
did not like this movie at all. And when she said that she liked it, I was actually kind of flabbergasted. I was
why?
sure enough that it's like, this movie's gonna be terrible. No. Overall, I really didn't like this movie. I respected what they were trying to do with it, story-wise and everything. It kind of fell short.
Yeah.
Even though it was based off of a book, I feel like they could have maybe taken a little bit more liberties from the book, even though, yes, I haven't read the book, but I guarantee it had more detail and a better story than what the hell they played on this movie.
Yeah.
So that's basically my overall thoughts. I didn't like this movie.
Didn't like it.
At all. The opening scene, though, I will say one thing. Their animation on that was kick-ass. I dug the crap out of that.
I think that's where the budget went.
I guarantee that's where the entire budget went.
They're like, I want to do this movie just so I could do this animated credit scene.
Exactly. And if that was your goal, then okay, A+ to you, because that was a kick-ass opening credit.
Yeah.
But overall, it was like a D-.
Yeah. I mean, and I get that. I respect that, especially after the second time I watched this through, and I was like, yeah, okay, he's got a point on this one. But let's talk about the story a little bit and why I liked it so much. And it's because it's a coming-of-age story, but it's one where, this 12-year-old boy is growing up and dealing with, like, bullies, and his brother's way older and cooler, and he wants to be a lot like him, and with the sad twist of his brother's a serial killer. And he finds this out in a shocking way, like, he keeps heads of his kills in a bowling bag that, his brother had taken to bowl with at one point, and that's how he found out that it had heads in it.
Yeah.
And it was a secret that he carried, but he was still, like, forgiving of his brother in a way, and he's just trying to deal with that.
He still had a love for him, but at the same time, he was scared of him because he didn't know what his brother would do once he found out he knew his secret.
And he knew it was going to come out.
Exactly. He knew eventually it was going to come out. Like, that was basically kind of the backstory kind of this whole movie is, like, everyone has secrets. Everyone in the house has their secrets. His mom has old love letters from an ex-boyfriend. His dad's keeping nudie mags in the garage or whatever. And the brother's a serial killer.
Yeah, like, everybody level degree of secrets,
Some are heavier than others.
Yeah, and he's just kind of trying to figure everything out, and, like, where his place is in the family and where his place is at school. He's a loner. Him and his friends are really into horror and comic books, and they're building a comic book together, a graphic novel together.
Graphic novel, get it right.
Getting it right. It's a graphic novel, but his is his only friend, and his only friend won't even hang out with him in school. Then he gets bullied by a kid who obviously has at-home issues himself, who, calls him a homo and all this stuff. And
that seems just so ridiculous and unbelievable. How can kids act bullying so badly? Kids are vicious little monsters. It should have been a no-brainer for him there.
It was so bad.
So bad.
The acting is super rough in this movie.
The dialogue between everybody is so unnatural.
Yeah. All of it, and I agree. We can go into the acting. I mean, just to finish up on the story. You're watching his story evolve and him becoming into the next level of who he is as a person, what he's going to be as a man, while dealing with the serial killer aspect. So I thought that was kind of interesting because you don't really see that
from that point of view.
Right,
yes.
right.
Yes.
Seeing those put together.
I agree with you on that one. Yeah, that was a nice little point of view.
But it wasn't done well. It just wasn't done well, and and you touched on the acting. I mean, it was really bad. It was total. You could tell, like, every aspect of this movie. It shows its budget, whether it's the acting, the set. Though there's only one good set.
The only good set, honestly, was the last, like, 2 minutes of the movie.
Well, when they went to the trains.
Oh,
and
the trains, and everything. That was a
train
nice
cool.
little setup and everything like that. His little hideout, if you will.
Had a bunch of horror stuff in there, and
like that was a cool little thing.
Yeah, that was good. But everything else was
very generic.
Very bad, very bad. And I feel I wanted it to be better. And I think I forgave a lot of it when I first watched it. But the second time around, I was like, yeah, I can see it. Because even at one point, they were showing this film that his brother was supposed to be killing.
Yeah, it was inspired by this movie called Headless.
Yeah, and even that was...
It was so bad. Apparently, from what I'm gathering, like, I guess it's an actual movie.
Is it really?
I guess it's an actual movie. And I'm looking at more like just one of those, like, really bad snuff films and everything.
Yeah. Because it basically was like the serial killer would cut off girls' heads and then have sex with the heads, which we've seen a billion times, right? You know, but
I will say one thing, like how they did it in this, like it did make it seem very kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Like it was like that. Like it was pretty creepy on how they were doing this, especially like with the brother and the ending sequence. I will say that was messed up.
Oh yeah, the ending sequence
was messed up.
It was messed up. It had the most effects in the whole movie. That's a lot. I would say the special effects budget went into that, and it was mostly just practical blood.
Yeah.
And fancy camera work and screams off, and just still really bad. Even the dialogue wasn't even like on screen. It was still bad. Like how do you even get off screen dialogue bad? Like you're not even on the screen. You can't even scream and make it. Where are you? Like, wait, didn't the dad die outside?
Thank you. That's what I'm thinking.
He died
but
outside.
Not to mention with that hit, that blood isn't gonna come from there. Like,
it was so bad.
Continuity issues.
It was so bad. But at the very end, the twist at the very end, where they're like, are they gonna find me? I love that last bit. We won't give it away in case somebody wants to watch this movie.
Exactly. Like if you do want to watch it, like that last ending segment, it was messed up, and you feel really bad.
And I think that's the twist. The other side of the twist that I really enjoyed was the ending, was because that's just something you don't really see happening, like in a lot of movies.
Exactly.
And that like hard in your face. So I liked it for that aspect, but if they had more money and a little bit quality actors, like I think it would have been way more successful. So I give them props for that. Maybe somebody will try again.
And like I said, for the budget that they had for doing a full length movie, I think I said it was like $8,000 or $9,000.
Yeah.
I give you props. Like you made a whole movie and everything for that budget. You did it, but
yeah, I enjoyed it for a sec, but I can see why you would have major issues.
And the camera work was just so shaky.
Yeah,
it was hard. It was hard to stay focused onto the characters and everything.
Yeah, and then there was nothing special to talk about the sound design.
No,
or
the music
any
was atrocious. It was hot garbage.
I don't know. It
didn't
stand out.
Screamo crap. Like, the one scene that they played, they actually had like music. That was that screamo crap.
Okay, so this wasn't for Robert.
No.
I liked it a little bit enough to say, you watch it, you put it under your belt, give your own opinion. If you have seen it, or you want to see it, or you have whatever, you go out, watch it.
Drop the comments below and everything.
Drop the comments. And we want to thank Scuba Steve again for giving us the opportunity to watch this film. I had already watched it previously with Cecil, and we actually enjoyed it. And now rewatching it, I'm like, I don't know why we loved it so much, but I still enjoyed it. So thank you, Steve.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, so if you guys are interested in telling us what to watch, feel free to click the link below and join our Patreon. There's tons of opportunities to get really cool stuff from us, telling us what to do, and getting some extra sneak peek episodes in. So if you love us, click on it. If you hate us, click on it anyways and become a member. It's fun. Don't want to miss the episode. Don't forget to click the bell. Thank you, everybody, for watching The Horror Show. I've been Marcia Parker.
Robert Duell.
And remember...
Stay scared. Fucking six times later.